Radio, man. We got the squad in here, man. As y'all know, on Wednesdays right now, we're going live with the Hub Radio, and we just bringing all our hosts in here to just kind of like chime in and kick, kick back on some game, man. So it's the dream team. It's the dream. That's the way you put it. I like the way you put that. We gonna get you a cup, Yachty. We gonna get you a cup. Can we pour Yachty up a cup, please?
Please, man. I'm trying to
And
be part
getting-
of the Henny Dream team.
Yeah, man, you might as well be. We have a lot to discuss, and sometimes you need to have a drink to relax to discuss the shit.
A lot of shit going on.
2020 need a whole
Nigga.
fucking.
It's every day something else happens.
Bro, and that's kind of what we gonna talk about. Being immune to a lot of this shit, right?
Man,
A lot of this shit that's going on. It's a lot going on right now. Let's just let's
motherfucker
say
gotta have
that.
thick skin.
So first off, we got the COVID thing going on. Everybody's on quarantine, and on top of that, we have more police killing black people. And I think that this George Floyd situation stands out the most because I was telling this to Ali, like I think it stands out the most now because we're actually are quarantined. There is no clubs. There is no
Niggas is already frustrated.
niggas.
Motherfuckers already frustrated. This was like the perfect storm, the boiling point.
Right.
Everybody was already angry. Everybody's already stuck in the house, and it was like, "Are you still killing us? All right, fuck this."
And you have no choice but to get on social media
Right.
and see this
Right.
shit all day, every
Nothing
day.
else. Yeah, there's no other way. Everything's right in front of us now because it's either you're watching TV or you're on social media, and all of it is about that.
How do y'all feel as black men now in like today?
Um,
Do you feel threatened? Do you feel
Honestly, it's like what you said. Motherfuckers have got numb to it. Like it's been happening so much anyway. I will say, I'm gonna be honest. It feels different this time. I even remember in '92 with the Rodney King riots. It's even different than. It's different now than it was then because that was pure anger, like pure rage, like nothing but. Period. Point blank. They just killed Natasha Harlan. Oh, girl got away with that. And then they let all those cops off after beating the shit out of Rodney King on camera. And it was like, okay, breaking point. And it was just us. Like nobody else was fucking. They were looting with us because
Right.
they were getting free shit, but they weren't protesting. They weren't doing any of that with us. And this time, it's like it really does feel. It's like even they had a breaking point. Like, God damn, can y'all stop killing them?
Yeah.
Like shit.
Yeah, I think we are. There's a lot of support out there. I think. Yadi, do you think the support is temporary? Do you think that once this shit is over with,
I mean,
that the support will still be the
I
same?
think the support all around is just temporary, just in general, even amongst us black people. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gonna do this for how long? You know what I mean? Like, we gonna protest for about a week or two, and then we gonna wait till the next thing happens again, and then do it all over again. So, I mean, I think as far as the whole everybody, it's more than just saying who's gonna help us right now, who's gonna be here for us right now. It's like us as black people, we gotta be here for ourselves every single day. You know what I'm saying? Period.
That's why I'm kind of anti protesting because for me I was like I don't know, like protesting one cost.
Yeah.
It costs money to protest
Exactly.
because what I mean by that is like I don't have the time to protest a whole
Time
week
is
straight.
money. Well,
True.
I got bills.
to Yadi's point, this is also the era of short attention span.
Okay.
Because you see it with Instagram and Facebook, all of that stuff. It's short, it's 2 minute clips of whatever.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So everything's a short attention span. So no, it probably won't last. I watched a video the other day of a lady that was saying that she was from Iran, I believe, and she was saying that the way that they got through and got shit changed and even got people out of office was through protests, but it was continuous.
Right.
As opposed to what you're saying, like you said, or like you and Yachty, it'll probably be a week or so. But she was like, it went on months. Like you have to keep doing. You have to be.
You have to press on.
Yeah,
You have to
be a
press on,
nuisance to
and
the
I think
people.
that you have to have an angle and an end goal to your protest. There has to be a reason for your protest. So like when we did the blackout thing, the blackout Tuesday, when everybody posted the black, it showed solidarity. But
I felt like
what did we accomplish?
We didn't
and I
know.
felt like there was a lot of confusion in the blackout too.
Absolutely.
It was
You didn't know what you was
I
doing
had,
it
yeah,
for.
You didn't know.
You didn't know
really
what you were supposed to do.
Exactly. I had a lot of like when I first, cause I woke up to it. I didn't even like. They told me he saw it that night. I woke up just to looking through my screen, and I'm like, hold the fuck up. Everything on here black. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of had me kind of worried, but I was like, this kind of dope for the first second. But then I started thinking about it in the longer run, and I'm like, shit, I can't see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Throughout my day. So that's where I started being more woke to the situation before I started reading the different narratives about what the Blackout Tuesday was about. Then I had 3 or 4 different issues about what it was. So I just had my own thing with it where I was like, you know what, I ain't even going to predicate to that. I'm just going to do my own protest on Tuesday, on a Blackout Tuesday. I ain't going to put the blackout thing up, but I'm going to talk as far as how I feel about all the situations that's going on. And I felt also like Tuesday was the day I felt us as black people felt the most rage. It was like a lot of people I seen on that Blackout Tuesday that were just coming out like on some just. I seen HaHa Davis post to post, and I ain't never seen HaHa Davis just be on some mad shit. So that was kind of like different to me, just seeing a lot of different black people feeling some type of
Emotion.
Yeah, exactly. So everybody on that Tuesday was saying some different things. I felt mad about, for instance, YG and my personal, me being just a black man. I didn't like how it seemed like he used the protest he was about to run as a personal gain, because at the end of the day he started saying something about his music and he canceled the whole protest. And he still said, you know, y'all can still go listen to my music. I'm gonna figure something out to do about this. But it's like right now I feel like as artists, as entertainment, me myself, I feel like fuck any music right now. This is deeper than music, this is deeper than sports, this is just deeper than us as people in America. That it should be way, you know what I'm saying?
So, and with that said, I think that a lot of anger was going on, and with that being said, it was riots.
Exactly.
It was a lot of rioting. So protests turned rioting. Whether it been conspiracy theories, whether it was like actual black people starting it, whether it was police initiating it or whatnot. A lot of areas got burnt up, man, and I'm happy to say, I'm proud to say that shit didn't come to Compton.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? We quick to like if it's a turn up, we ready to turn up. But we didn't bring that shit to Compton. So I'm personally proud of my city for that. But there's a lot of cities like Long Beach. Long Beach got hit pretty tough.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
they
I mean,
took some.
I like our whole inner core of the South Bay area. We really didn't get touched at all. If you look at the whole from Compton to
This is where-
Inglewood,
yeah.
kind of, we didn't do.
They learned. They learned
Exactly.
from '92. They didn't.
Exactly.
And what our complaint in '92 was, why are you tearing up your own neighborhood? These motherfuckers went to Beverly Hills. They went to
Yeah.
Santa Monica.
That's the first
Like,
place
you
they
know
went
what?
this
Fuck
time.
that.
Like,
We not
come on.
doing that shit again.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
I mean, I ain't mad. And the thing is when like I said earlier, it feels different. The reason I say that, just listening to even people in the media, they're like, okay, we don't like the riots, we don't like the violence, but we actually do get it. I'm like, I ain't never heard that come out of no media person's mouth ever in my life. Like, they're like, we do understand, we get it. I'm like, that's wild to me.
Yeah, it's actually been some business owners that like
Right.
let their shit burn up. Like,
Yeah.
you know what? I get it. Like,
Yeah.
I
Shout
understand.
out to Burner.
Yeah. Who was that?
Burner.
Okay.
For the cookie shop.
Okay.
He
Okay.
actually
Yeah.
came out because his shop got rated bad. It was all over the place. It was on Melrose. And
Okay.
They clinked the clock on that one, and everybody was thinking he was gonna be upset about it. But you know what I'm saying? He said, "I understand in a time like this, you know, we need to fight back." And
Shout out to
lost
him
like that.
and shout out to the people that actually was there on Melrose protecting they
Right.
spot. Shout out to Lemire. He was at in front of Happy Ice. Like, they was tearing up the shit right next door to him, and they was just sitting out in front of the shit for like hours, like 12 hours, 13 hours, just just protecting their store, letting their presence be felt, and it was respected. No one fucked with Happy Ice at all.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, it was other people that we know in Long Beach. Like, I had a friend that has a dojo in Long Beach. Her shit was completely demolished. They tore her shit up, and set a couple buildings on that block on fire. So, but she bounced back. You know, a lot of people came out. They kept clean it up. I think she raised like
Community.
60 grand
Yeah.
off of GoFundMe like that same day. So it was the
bounce back.
the bounce back was great.
Yeah.
But the point I'm making is that we need to know what we're burning up.
Exactly.
We need to know why we trip. You got to know who your enemy is, right? So and the reason why I say that because like it's from a street point of view, it's street shit that we know that we're supposed to do. And shout out to my folks in Compton because we really did that. So like you don't shit where you sleep. You don't streets. You don't sell crack where you rest your head at.
Exactly.
You know, it's certain rules that if we do, and it hasn't happened here in the city. To me, that shit is like beyond commendable. Like I feel like I can like talk to like the business owners like, yo, y'all ain't even got shit to worry about. Like
Right.
Oh yeah.
we looking out for ours.
Exactly.
It don't. It only take one bad apple. It only take one of those people that the conspiracy that you said. One person to come out here and do some dumb shit.
I don't think that the community is going for it.
Yeah.
I'm literally watching the community. They like not they standing up. They not really going for tearing up our own shit.
Right.
And I'm not saying that you should go tear up other people's shit. I'm saying be conscious of how you put your like display your anger.
Right. And I mean, because it's bait also. When you've seen the people leaving bricks and shit, it's bait. It's out there. Like, yeah, go ahead and do it. Like, come on, man. You gotta be smarter than that.
And that's a whole nother topic with that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just the bait that you see, or you know what I mean, like all the situations of, like we said before, it was in our neighborhoods.
Right.
Now we taking it to different situations, different areas. But even with those areas, it's kind of seeming
A lot of them.
like
Let's keep it 100. A lot of the owners is actually wanting it to happen because they're gonna get more money off of insurance.
Exactly. That's
Hey,
why
we're
I feel
not
like
stupid anymore.
It's 2020. I feel like everybody knows what's the game going on. You know what I'm saying? It's everybody running up the bag nowadays, man. Even on the higher ups, the 1%ers, if that's what you want to call them, they just running the bag right now. And I mean, we just got to be woke to this shit and not just fall into this trap like we've been falling for so long. I mean, shit. That's just what I just see out of it. That's why it's like, at the end of the day, I am happy that we didn't go to our areas, but I'm just seeing how they trying to make everything fall on us right now. Everything's falling on us.
Yeah, but I think it's a lot of proof out there. Like
Man,
everybody's
everything's
recording.
on video.
Everything's on video. So
Man,
like you
exactly.
see cops saying, "Hey, tear this shit up," or tearing up their own shit. Like I saw a video where cops tearing up their own shit. I saw another video where cops was telling this lady what to spray paint on the wall.
Mhm.
Like I saw another video where these people these white people in the car was passing out bricks and shit,
Exactly.
like handing bricks out to
But see, I see
motherfuckers.
this.
So
This is why I see that it feels like this is the fall of the nation. You know what I'm saying? Because we're starting to be, we hate our cops. The cops don't like us.
right.
We don't like the FBI. You know what I'm saying? Just everything. We're racist against our own people. Everything's just going. It's so much tarnation that's just tarnishing in America right now every day as we just see it slowly. And it's just like, I'm wondering what's the next move, because I feel like everything's happening to make. It just seems
And that's
like,
that's what we need to talk about. What is the next move? Because
It's hard to get to the
things
solution.
won't. Yeah, it's hard,
We
but
can
it's
keep
not
bringing
hard
up
to get to the
no,
solution.
why I say that is because that's when everybody starts getting antsy. You know what I'm saying? Like, because one person will bring up something as a solution, and then
It'll
we'll
be
get
a
upset.
whole-
Yeah, the other person over here is upset about that. So it's cool. We can all agree on the problem, but once we are trying to get to the solution, motherfuckers get real sensitive.
Okay,
about
so
that shit.
so speaking of solutions, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a quick little break. We're gonna take 2 minutes so we can get our thoughts together. We're gonna talk solutions and angles. Like what we're going after. What's the angle? What are we doing in this protest or this riot or this? What's the bottom line? What are we trying to get to? So I think that we're gonna talk about that next on the Hub Radio Live. We'll be right back. Yeah.
Hey, it's your girl Coco,
And it's your boy Kale.
and we have a special announcement for you guys.
Let them know.
All right, welcome to Coco and Ko's Local Taste.
We're here to let y'all know where to go for the best local eateries in the Southern California area and have fun at the same time.
That's right, y'all. We have teamed up to bring y'all the best of the best locals. Okay, so follow us on this journey as we tell y'all who to taste and who to waste.
Whenever you're ready. Don't start shit.
Siren. 45, 47.
45, 47.
45, 47.
45, 47. 45, 47. 45, 47.
Why should I care about the 2020 census?
Every 10 years, the census counts everyone living in the U.S.
Count everyone living with you.
Even kids.
Our numbers help shape funding and services.
For all these things.
That's a lot of stuff.
Your responses are safe and secure.
No matter who you are or where you're from.
We have reasons to care.
Shape your future. Start here at 2020census.gov.
Hey, I'm that nigga. Pull up, you can be my bad splitter. Know the streets say I'm a bad nigga. Cause I'm a savage, not if I sag with you. Ayy, crack that code, maybe I can pass with you. Get on your toes, probably blow it back with you, yeah. We got the streets on lock. We forever from the bottom, but we still on top.
Hey world, it's Coco and I'm the owner of Coco's Lip Smacking Cupcakes. Before I started my business back in 2013, I would bake for fun for family and friends. I enjoy baking so much, I decided to turn it into a business. And here we are, 6 years later and still in the game. But don't let the name fool you. Not only do I make delicious cupcakes, I also offer custom cakes, cookies, and chocolate dip treats. Oh, and I can't forget about my beautiful cupcake truck. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and sign up for our email list on my website to keep up with all things lip smacking.
Anthony Holt. I'm the founder of Pull Up Neighbor. When COVID hit, we had to make a pivot. Our mission now is to help underserved communities get PPEs and other supplies so we can all help protect ourselves and protect the communities who are most vulnerable.
We are here at a citywide mass distribution. They have graciously donated to the city of Compton to distribute masks throughout the community. So this is our first hub, and we're just allowing people to pull up and get these masks.
No? Yeah. All right. Yep. All right. Yeah. Okay. Now we're back, man. We are back, man. Hub Radio Live. Guys, we're talking about this police brutality. We're talking about solutions and angles in this whole rioting and protesting situation. So, a lot of times what happens with our protests is they get washed away because eventually people got to go back to work. There is not a direct angle. There's not like a direct agenda. So we tend to like just kind of like fall off.
Right.
But in all actuality, the thing, what do we want as a people?
Equality.
Equality.
That's it.
Okay.
I don't feel like
pretty
that's
simple,
asking
right?
too much.
So, and I was having a conversation with somebody about this, and I'm like, yeah, man, we gotta get this equality right, man. You know, we deserve equality. We need to have our relationship with the sheriff or the police or all these different, law enforcement. And the truth of the matter is, we don't need a relationship with anybody. I think that just basic human rights, just being a human being. Just treat me
Look at
as
me.
a fucking human being.
Yeah, don't look at me as a color.
I don't, and then I'm okay.
Actually,
we don't have to have a
I don't even care
relationship.
if you
with
look
that.
at me as a color. Don't look at me as a threat.
But
That's it.
it's deeper than that, because it's like we gotta fight for everything. We gotta have the laws. We don't have nothing the same. So it's like until they make rules or they have to give us some type of reparations for what's been happening. They have to give us some type of advancement. You know what I'm saying? Until they can give us some type of leeway to be like, all right, we know. Because everybody knows that black people have had it the worst for fucking the longest. Everybody
Ever
knows
since this
it.
place has been called
Ever
America.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ever since we've had a world.
United States.
Black people have had it the worst right whenever, you know what I'm saying? Before, I mean, of course, we've had our time. But
Right.
I'm talking about ever since they've had a...
No, ever since the United States.
Exactly.
Our existence here under the United States flag has been pretty shit. So, but the thing is this: I asked what we want. We say equality, right? So, and there's certain things in equality that we want. We want equality in terms of the justice system, in terms of sentencing, in terms of laws, in terms of jobs, in terms of being treated like a human being by law enforcement. So let's break it all down, one thing at a time. So let's break it all down one step at a time. So let's first talk about our relationship with the law enforcement, because that's the first. That's what we're talking about right now. We're talking about George Floyd. We're talking about them killing him in the way that they did, and how that's being handled. So my thing was, while we're doing all this protest, while we're rioting, while we're going after these locations, what are we targeting? I think personally, and y'all tell me what y'all, give me y'all feedback on this. Maybe instead of just going buck wild and just going to get everything, maybe we should start targeting the areas that have the most complaints of racial tension with a police department, whether it be LAPD, whether it be the LA Sheriff, whether it be whomever, Long Beach PD, Torrance PD. These locations, these PD, these police departments that specifically tell you that you know. Like, I don't need a stat to tell me where I can and can't go. Like, as a black man, I know I can't go to Torrance, and it's just okay. I know in certain parts of Long Beach, Signal Hill, or Bixby Knolls, or certain areas, like, I know I won't get treated a fair way. I think that those are the areas that we should be focusing on with our protests, with our. I'm not pushing rights, but I'm saying with whatever our protest is going to be, I think that could be a starting point. But let me get some feedback on that.
I disagree.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I mean, because the reason I say that, I've lived in a lot of places. I went to school in a lot. I moved from school to school. I do actually, you know what, I take that back. I do see a difference, but most people ain't going to like this. I get treated worse in quote unquote black areas by the police. You feel me? Like, I've lived in Capistrano Beach, Dana Point also, and yeah, they'll give me the look and slow down and look at me, but they ain't gonna say they haven't said anything to me. But being here, even visiting here, when I lived in Orange County, visiting Compton, every single time I was out here, damn near, I was getting pulled over, pulled out of my car, arrested, all of that shit. Like, pulled out of my car for I think all of us black men have the story of being pulled over and being mistreated. But literally the last time when I was living in Orange County coming out here, I got pulled out of the car because I was on my cell phone, which I was. But dude came out of the car, out of his police car, with his gun drawn on me because I'm on my cell phone, my G, and then pulled me out, put me in the backseat of their car, and illegally searched my vehicle because I was on my cell phone.
Right.
You feel me? Like, that's happened here. Like, all of those, all of my.
But I'm not
really
saying
bad
that,
experiences.
and I'm not saying that it doesn't need to be addressed here.
Right.
What I'm saying is, wherever those complaints are, we need to focus on those areas.
I'm bringing up like the Orange County and the white areas, is because they're white areas and they feel like they're better. They don't really feel threatened by us. It's one or two of us. It'd be like.
So have you got pulled over by Torrance police?
I actually went to school in Torrance and I never got pulled. I've gotten harassed by Torrance police, but it wasn't like it was here.
Okay.
You feel me?
Respect.
Yeah.
All right, I can agree and disagree. Because at the same time, yeah, I haven't been treated worse than I've been treated in Compton as far as by I've been pulled out of the car so many times in Compton that I can't really count them.
Exactly.
And when I get pulled out the car, it's not on no like cool shit. It's always hostility where I either have to remain cool in the situation because I know that if I start being different, shit gonna get out of hand, or either I just have to, you know what I'm saying? It's other shit in the situation. Like I have a friend that might be acting tripping up, and I have to be the person that's like, bruh, you not understanding the situation right now. This is total control. We don't have no type of. I know the feeling of being fear for your life, where you sitting there like I don't know what the fuck they might pull on you.
Yeah,
You know
right.
What I'm saying? Now I've been in Torrance as well too, and I've been where it's a whole different type of. I feel it's a racial. It's more racist in Torrance.
Okay, but before we like go down this rabbit hole, because we can always say the pros and cons of each department, but how do we decide what areas?
But that's why there is no what area.
I think you start in what area you're in, personally.
Okay.
I think, and that is part of my solution is also have who's policing you be people that you know. Have people that are in your area policing you. Don't bring in some motherfucker from Santa Monica to come be at the Compton Sheriff. Fuck that.
And I also believe that the numbers of racial profiling in the police department should be actually numbered out. It shouldn't be so many white cops compared to so many of this other number of cops. I feel like everything should be sorted out in a kind of equally manner.
So with that being said, do you encourage your sons or daughters to join the police force?
I mean, I don't encourage my sons or daughters to join no type of.
But it has to be a balance here.
It does have to be a balance.
So you
but
can't
at
say
the
on
same
one
time,
hand,
I'm not
but we can't say on
to-
one hand though we want our people to police it, but then on the other hand we won't raise our
But
own
just because
to
I say
police
that
it.
my own won't police it doesn't mean that there won't be his. Or
Well, I'm not saying you.
yours.
I'm not even attacking you specific, but I'm saying what you're saying is generally what we say.
But no, I can't say that. See,
Okay.
This is what we say because we're as so quote unquote we're the swag and we're the terminology for what goes in the streets. So what you're saying is because of what we say in music and all this other shit about being a cop ain't cool is why it goes on.
Well,
the
who else?
streets is-
Who else is listening? I mean, our kids listen to
But
that.
you don't know what white folks are saying at the end of the day. All white folks ain't telling their kids to be cops. You don't know that.
Regardless of what I don't care what they're telling them their kids.
I understand that.
How does-
But I'm saying just because I'm provoking my kid, just like I might not want my kid to be gay, just because I'm telling my kid not to be gay, does that speak for all other black human beings as well?
No, absolutely not.
So,
but what I'm
but
saying
our
is,
black, wait.
Okay.
But our black race is black people. We do push being gay as being a negative. We don't push that as being cool.
I don't think that's
You don't,
as
black-
accurate
as black men,
today.
we don't. So as black men, you don't think that when we go around, we don't think that the gay thing is not cool for a black brother. Like you, so would you teach your son to be gay? Or would
No,
you be cool
but
with
this is a
that?
whole nother rabbit hole we're going down. It's a
know
whole
it
nother
is.
rabbit hole.
I know it is, but that's where.
The thing is, you said you don't encourage your
It's a whole
son
nother
and daughter. That's a
conversation.
whole nother conversation. He was trying to take me down there. I can't go down there. But my point is this: do you think or do you want your sons and daughters to be cops?
To
Do
your
you want
point,
them to be?
Here's my thing. Okay, I don't know if you heard the Chris Rock joke where he was like, okay, as a cop, we can't afford for you to be sloppy or you can't just have a bad apple. It'd be like having a pilot that's a bad apple. And American Airlines is like, oh shit, yeah, most of our pilots are good, but every once in a while we get a bad apple that just crashes the plane, right?
Okay.
So as a cop, no, I don't want my son because I know my son. That nigga's lazy as a motherfucker. Right, so I wouldn't want him, and it's the same reason I can't be a cop because I know the job that I do.
Y'all taking it too direct. You're
No.
saying your
I know,
own
I'm
flesh and
I
blood.
hear
My
what you're
point
saying.
is us as a people.
I think that
but
black
you
people
did
should
ask-
encourage their kids. If you have a kid that's up there and like some kid
What
that's in
is
the
up
military,
there?
But you
a kid
asked
that's in the
us
military,
as
that's
a personal.
You're not even going to college. Why don't you just take your 18-year-old ass and go get in the fucking academy?
because I want somebody. Why we gonna have the same?
That's what
issue.
they do.
But that's my point. We gonna have the same issue. I want a cop.
I don't see how we would have the same
So
issue.
if you
You're saying
have-
gonna have the same niggas out here doing what?
If you have
terrorizing
a
other
nigga-
niggas?
Exactly. You don't think that's gonna happen? You
Uh,
okay? Put
I don't
a
see it
gang
that
member in a police station right now. They gonna see it. Okay, so yeah, he's black, but he see it's a Pyro nigga, and he see some nigga that's from Kelly Park.
So your alternative is to let them.
I want a nigga that's gonna be responsible. I want somebody that's gonna be responsible.
Raise your kid to be responsible.
I agree. We're not disagreeing on that.
What we're saying is like we're accepting that raising our kids to fucking be upstanding citizens.
I don't want my kid to be a police officer because I feel like he can be more than that. I feel like that's. To me, I feel like I want my kid to be higher than just.
I'm not saying you personally, because you personally is. I mean, you might want your kid to be a basketball player. I'm not saying you personally. I'm talking about us as a people.
I mean,
because we have to infiltrate a system, right?
That's my point. I agree with you in that. I think we should encourage them to.
It's hard to when we grew up in a corruptive police system.
But that's how you fix it.
That's why it's being
corrupt. That's exactly how you fix it.
Because you're not involved.
Exactly.
Because you don't have a say so. Because you don't even have nothing to do with it. That's why.
Exactly. But we have to get to that point where, like you said, we have to get to that point where we can have that happen. That's what you're saying with having more of us involved, more of us in office. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, it has to be more of just us, but more of the minority.
I think we just went around the block and got to the same place.
Okay. That happens in these types of conversations, right?
It circled back. It's just the reason why it got left is because you asked as a person. It felt like it was a personal question.
No, yeah, I'm not, because nothing about this is personal. Because, like, I mean, I might not want my son or daughter to specifically be a police officer or some work for law enforcement, but I don't push our kids away from that. Our music pushes our kids away from that. The music that we watch pushes our kids. Pushes the shows that we watch. I'm sorry. Yeah. The shows that we watch pushes our kids away from that. So our culture is to say that this is not the way to go.
Yeah, let's keep it one. Our culture got a lot of issues.
In
regards to a lot of shit.
Need to address
right,
them.
Exactly.
Confused.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of
because our culture isn't as old as everybody else because we were moved from where we originally were.
So back to a solution, because we're not finna fucking go down all these rabbit holes. We need a solution. What do we want out of this shit? How do we get the equality?
Like I said, well, I think we agreed on policing ourselves, but it's about trying to get our own kids to want to do this and want to fix the system. And that's the hardest part, because once you get in there, I heard an interview the other day, and they were speaking on people saying, stop saying, oh, I know good cops. Like, I know good cops.
Oh, nigga, I'm going on that.
Fuck that. It's not about... And the person I heard interview, he was like, okay, stop saying that, because you know good people that then put on that uniform. So, I know a good person, and because they... Just like anybody else, you know a good cop and a bad cop. And if they know a good cop and a bad cop and they're not saying anything, that turns them into a bad cop.
I agree 100%.
You never know what days they might have did something, you know what I'm saying?
So my thing is like a lot of these good cops know bad cops on the force. They go to work every day, work next to them, and don't say shit.
Right.
Don't acknowledge it. Don't even like. They know it though. Like I know he's finna go outside today and fuck with as many black people as he can, as many brown people as he can. But I'm not gonna say anything because of what? Because we have the same fucking type of badge. Mm-hmm. And then that puts us in a fucked up position as people, because it's like, yo, you're supposed to protect us. Not even just as a sheriff or a police officer or a law enforcement, whatever you're gonna be, but as a black person. Like I protect black women wherever I go.
Right.
Like you can't jump on a black woman in my presence. I'm gonna take offense to it, and I feel that every black man should. But and I feel like in a situation where you have a black officer, and they know that they're working next to some racist ass cop, and not say nothing.
Them black officers sometimes be the worst ones.
I mean, that's true too. Uncle Toms have always been the worst ones. Uncle Toms have always been the worst ones. So it's a lot of cops out there though, and I've heard it myself. Like, yeah, well, you know, I know he's kind of an asshole, or I know he's a kind of a bad apple. But
man, fuck. I'm not. No, ain't no fuck. I'm not. No, because you're letting it go. It's the same reason these 4 cops.
It's hard to respect that.
Yeah.
It's hard to respect that. Just like I feel like every one of those cops should go to jail.
Right.
Even the motherfucking Asian cop that was just standing around looking like, I don't know what to do. That motherfucker should go to jail too.
Right.
It's honestly hard for me to give you a solution straight up, because like
We've
when I
been
sit
trying
here-
for 400 years to get a solution.
And that's what I was just about to sit here and think about.
I'm not
Like,
putting the
I've been
pressure on
sitting
you,
here
bro.
And like really trying to think like there ain't. It's hard for us to do a solution because every time we've tried something, it's been torn down. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So every solution that we come up with, it keeps getting barricaded and broken back down. And you were saying earlier about, or we were all saying together about how we do need to start having more of us in the government system. But I feel like or being in something that's so corruptive, like how can we get into there and switch that? Like we have to make something our own and start that ourselves. You know what I'm saying? As people, before we can go into a government system and try to.
So where is this own gonna be?
I mean,
And what is this own?
We've done this before. We've tried to have our own dollar. We've
It
tried
got
to have
burned down.
Exactly. They burnt it down. They've done it before. This has happened over and over again. Like this is a regular
So
thing.
then my question is, what do we do next?
It's like
Because we have to come up with something.
I mean, but I feel like if we join forces, if we go into the government with them, it's only a matter of time before we gonna be just like them again. Like they're gonna just keep us as bad seeds again. It's
So
like
so do you think that I can put you in that situation, in that space, where you can make a call, where you can be effective, and do you think that you and your character, who you are, do you think that you won't?
Honestly, I feel like,
This is true.
and then on top of that, I feel like I can't even say me, because at the same time, I'm very strong-minded. I'm very, very wildly strong-minded. But you have to understand, as a person, they can say that all they want, but when you're sitting there around very, very, very strong, very corruptive people, and everybody around you is teaching you corruptive ways, it's almost like it's inhabitable. Look at how many black folks that's already turned over on us that's sitting here like trying to act like they with us, but they not. You know what I'm saying? So it's the game. It's like they can't help themselves, which is, I feel bad because as a black person, you should be able to sit there and be strong enough. You know what I'm saying? But
And like what he was saying, you can be strong-minded and go into it like that and be like, I'm not breaking. But then, okay, so everybody else let's say we in a precinct, let's say it's 50 cops there, 48 of them are bad. Like that's pretty much what it is. Like because they're cracking under the pressure. So those two, situation. Okay, he's a good cop and he's trying to do all of this, and look what happens to him. You feel me? Like it's damn near an impossible situation to be a good cop, like a completely good cop there. So I get that point from them, but at the same time, you gotta buckle up, swallow that shit, and fix this situation.
Okay.
it's
Well,
just
look.
that I feel like what he was saying. If it's 48 bad cops and it's 2 good cops, if them niggas trying to be good, trust me, we gonna get rid of them 2 niggas.
Exactly.
Regardless. At the end of the day, y'all not gonna hear shit about them 2 cops after a while.
I can see that. I can see that. That's a pretty sticky situation. So look, we're gonna take a quick break.
Way to go into it on the high note.
Hey, when we come back though, we're gonna show a video of Compton sheriff using excessive force on the Compton resident. Man, it's kind of, and it happened on Sunday, so it was like in the midst of all this shit. And mind you, that there was no looting in Compton. So I'm trying to figure out like what the fuck just happened. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna play the video. We're gonna let y'all respond to it. But yeah, we'll be right back with more Radio Live, man. Yeah. And y'all too, I want to hear what
Hey, it's your girl Coco,
And it's your boy Kale.
and we have a special announcement for you guys.
Let them know.
All right, welcome to Coco and KO's Local Taste.
We're here to let y'all know where to go for the best local eateries in the Southern California area and have fun at the same time.
That's right, y'all. We have teamed up to bring y'all the best of the best locals. Okay, so follow us on this journey as we tell y'all who to taste and who to waste.
Whenever you're ready. Don't start shit.
Forty-five, 47.
45, 47.
45, 47.
45, 47. 45, 47. 45, 47.
should I care about the 2020 census?
Every 10 years, the census counts everyone living in the U.S.
Count everyone living with you.
Even kids.
Our numbers help shape funding and services.
We're all these things.
That's a lot of stuff.
Your responses are safe and secure.
No matter who you are or where you're from.
We have reasons to care.
Shape your future. Start here at 2020census.gov.
Hey, I'm that nigga. Pull up, you can be my bad splitter. Let's check up. Know the streets say I'm a bad nigga. Cause I'm a savage, not if I sag with you. Ayy, crack that code, maybe I can pass with you. Get on your toes, probably blow it back with you, yeah. We got the streets on lock, forever from the bottom, but we still on top.
Hey world, it's Coco and I'm the owner of Coco's Lip Smacking Cupcakes. Before I started my business back in 2013, I would bake for fun for family and friends. I enjoy baking so much, I decided to turn it into a business. And here we are, 6 years later and still in the game. But don't let the name fool you. Not only do I make delicious cupcakes, I also offer custom cakes, cookies, and chocolate dip treats. Oh, and I can't forget about my beautiful cupcake truck. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and sign up for our email list on my website to keep up with all things lip smacking.
COVID hit, we had to make a pivot. Our mission now is to help underserved communities get PPEs and other supplies so we can all help protect ourselves and protect the communities who are most vulnerable.
We are here at a citywide mass distribution. They have graciously donated to the city of Compton to distribute masks throughout the community. So this is our first hub, and we're just allowing people to pull up and get some masks.
Hey, it's your girl Coco.
And it's your boy Kale.
And we have a special announcement for you guys.
Let them know.
All right. Welcome to Coco and Ko's Local Taste.
We're here to let y'all know where to go for the best local eateries in the Southern California area. And have fun at the same time.
That's right, y'all. We have teamed up to bring y'all the best of the best locals. Okay? So follow us on this journey as we tell y'all who to taste and who to waste.
Whenever you're ready.
Don't start shit.
Forty-five, 47.
45, 47.
45, 47.
45, 47. 45, 47. 45, 47.
Why should I care about the 2020 census?
Every 10 years, the census counts everyone living in the U.S.
Count everyone living with you.
Even kids.
Our numbers help shape funding and services.
We're all these things.
That's a lot of stuff.
Your responses are safe and secure.
No matter who you are or where you're from.
We have reasons to care.
Shape your future. Start here at 2020census.gov.
Hey.
Renee and Le building.
Get the woman's voice.
You gotta get the woman's point of view, man. We gotta get the black woman's. And although that they did rip this shit up last week, her and Allie, thank y'all for holding it down for Team Hub Radio last week and giving us the woman's point of view. But Jazz, based on some of the things that you've heard us talk about, how do you feel? What are your views?
It's been an emotional week. It's up and down. It's just a lot. I guess I'll touch on like the piece that you guys were saying about the police officers. I was on a call with T earlier, and my thing was like, okay, we need to stop saying that it's the community that's telling black kids to not be cops. Like, their actions, they need to be accountable for their actions. Me as a young adult, I could easily go into the police academy right now, but I don't want to be attached to that. And especially right now, you have the LAPD, they're going and shooting teenagers as they're basically doing a drive-by, or they just pulled out a disabled like woman out the car and beat her windows in yesterday. Like, those are not things that I want to be attached to.
So my question is, do you think that should we not have law enforcement?
No, I think we should, but they have to be held accountable. Where it's like I understand and I hear the fact that yes, we as a community have pushed this negative stigma onto police, becoming a police officer, but it's like y'all ain't really giving us nothing to look forward to. Like, you guys are not speaking up, and I was telling it was black officers on the call. I was just like, it's on y'all. If you want this next generation, because they were saying, you know, in the next 5 years, it'll be basically half of the black officers that they have now. So it's like, it's up to y'all to fix that so that when we come in, we're not dealing with the same stuff. They talk about they deal with racism. They, you know, they're shut up on a lot of things. And it's like, well, if you're telling me that, why would I want to go and put myself into that environment?
Right.
To fix it.
I'm not fixing racist stuff. Like, I have to go and put myself in the face of white people that are killing black men. I have to look them in the face and watch them shut me up to fix a system when there's already black people in there that are supposed to be doing that.
So for you, the solution would be to hold law enforcement accountable.
I think there's many solutions, but that is one.
That's one of the solutions.
Yeah.
Like, we need to be able to hold them accountable. Of course, there's steps to holding them accountable.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, like, in a perfect world, we can hold them accountable.
Well, not even that we need to hold them accountable. They need to take ownership, because you can hold someone accountable as much.
We don't give a fuck if you take ownership, as long as you go to jail. I don't give a fuck if you say I'm guilty or not, as long as we see it.
But there's cops who haven't done anything that is punishable by prison, but they haven't spoke up. So that's why I'm saying take ownership and speak up against what's going on.
I can respect that. Allie, you want to add to that?
No, I mean, there just needs to be accountability as far as corrective action.
You gotta
come to the mic. Ain't nobody hear this shit.
That's good. Y'all got it.
She said there needs to be responsibility in terms of corrective action.
Yeah.
People need to be getting fired.
I think definitely people need to get fired, but above getting fired, I think that people need to be charged with criminal activities. I think that if you're going to uphold a law, you should be upheld to that same law. So just like I can't go and kneel on the motherfucker's neck, I don't think that you should be able to go kneel on someone's neck. T, you got something you want to say?
Oh wait, let's go.
No, yeah, please. Come in here and you got to get to a microphone.
I can talk loud.
There you go.
I was just gonna say that it's not
You got to talk louder than that.
Yeah,
It's
I
not
heard T talk
always-
loud. Talk about I can talk loud.
It's not always just saying that they have to take responsibility. What we really have, and it's uncomfortable, but what we really have to understand is unless we put ourselves there, you know, I get that we don't want to go there, but unless we sacrifice somebody, some of our people, and put ourselves inside of the police, the structure, then we're going to continue to have a problem. What did they say on the line today? They don't have enough people to back them. You want me to get up and say what? Okay, he did this, now what? Not only that, there's policies in place. Do you know in Minneapolis, their policy is that they can put their knee on your neck.
Yeah.
That's their policy. Who put
But
that
that's
policy
what
in
needs to
place?
change.
Yeah.
That's
it's
why
the
we need to get
lawmakers that
involved.
exactly.
And that's what we're not doing. We're not getting involved to change those policies. We're like, oh, they should go to jail. But guess what? A policy that's put in place that protects them. Your fault, the community's fault. You can't be mad. You couldn't prosecute them because guess what? You put somebody in a place, in a position to vote for that policy, and now we're fucked. And that's what we forget. forget about.
Well, when
We're
was
so
that
quick to
policy
point the
voted
finger.
in? Because
I mean-
we've been allowed. I'm saying, when was that policy voted in? Because we ain't been allowed to vote that long.
Because we put people in charge to do that. We don't go to those meetings. It's not for us.
No, this
Okay,
is the
okay,
thing. It's
okay,
not-
how long
There
it-
are things that
Swing that
there's
around
not
now.
enough policy in place to protect us. If there was policy that says if it was like it was an unjust shooting, then there needs to be a policy that says they're going to jail or they're fired or some type of repercussions because it's being left to their discretion and their discretion is not to our favor. So we need to have a start. It's not about the policies. There are no policies to protect us. So as long as they commit a crime and they're in uniform, they're good because their loopholes are so vague. So this is, I mean, it's not.
So again, this goes back to us being involved in the actual system that we complain about.
I was gonna say, so this is what you were kind of saying as well. We double back where we're going to. We do need to have, like, how, if we do have ourselves involved, we would have gang members involved or different things like that. Because at the end of the day, when you look at it at these other situations, these white folks or these other Latinos or however, whatever it is.
And just for clarity, it's not even gang members. I'm talking about community members.
But just in general, it might be
Right.
a gang member.
No, we don't call them gang members. These are people that's a part of the community, and if we put that in our mind to say this is a gang member, then we're going to treat them or we're going to think of them as that. These are community members. These are people of the community. So I'm saying we're saying the same thing,
But it's the same thing.
but we're not titling them.
Exactly. But that's just how you have to look at it in a whole. Because at the end of the day, these people have people of their community that in other places that are of their community. It's just they might not be the same type of situation or the same skin color or rep the same type of thing.
No, okay, so wait, hold on, pause. Because it's not just enough for them to be from the community because we've all heard of community police officers that have harassed other residents just because they show up to the picnics and they dance for us and they're nice doesn't mean that they're not doing the same bullshit. So the problem is there needs to be policies in place that hold them accountable, and then at the same time there needs to be some massive re-education and retraining on how things are handled and some major repercussions when that stuff is not followed. It needs to be followed through. There needs to be some type of oversight, and because otherwise this systematic racism is there. And like you said, this is why you don't want to be a police officer, because if you speak out against it, then you're shut up. So it's a complete dismantling that has to happen. It's not just throwing more of us in there, because last I checked, the most people that pull me over or the people in my community are Latino officers. And we are so putting more, that ain't shit. That's not gonna fix the problem.
So we all agree that more training is needed too, then, right? For the police officers?
It's beyond training, though.
I don't think it is. I think you have to start somewhere.
But okay, what you gonna train the man that killed George Floyd? What more training does he need?
It's not that we talking about him. I'm
You
talking
about what?
you talking about
the
that
one
man.
that
That
just
man
got
is beyond training.
But
I
that's-
agree.
so that's what
But
I'm
that's not
saying.
everybody. Like, I'm talking about the cops that have pulled me over and done shit wrong. You feel
But
me?
still, okay.
No,
so they,
it is
but
encouraged. That's my
still-
point. So if you have the proper training and the proper encouragement,
But if you are biased and you already have that bias, like the video that I made, if the way that you were raised taught you to be uncomfortable around black people, you may not be a killer. You may not be like that man that had his knee on that man's neck. But you might just go over there and fuck with a black person just
No,
because.
but-
And that's just as bad, though.
But in
that's
there,
everybody. That literally is the whole planet.
But in your
The
hiring,
reasoning
they do
matters.
psychological tests. If they really wanted to find people who were racist, they know how to do that.
Okay,
They
so one of our viewers says that there is shout out to my man Malcolm Marvis, man. He said there aren't any policies for black people. Do you agree to that?
Yeah. There's no policy to protect
Or is it that the policies just don't protect black
the
people?
policies protect the cops. They don't protect the community.
There's no policies for black people. There's no policies for protection, but there's no policies to just not protect us. There's no policy to protect anybody. But since it's rooted in racism, they target us.
Mm-hmm. I see that. T, you want to chime in?
I want to chime in. I think
you can let go of the wall.
Miss Rob, you can't just shut it down. So the art of war, if you've ever read The Art of War, you have to strategically plan and place yourself inside of the toxin, the poison. You have to do that. There's no way around it because you can't just shut it down. If you just shut it down, you won't be able to protect your neighborhoods. It just won't happen because you still call the police. Whether one person, all of us in this room cannot say that at some point, if you have to call the police, you're going to call the police. You're not going to call Pookie down the street. You're not going to necessarily take your gun out, so you can't dismantle the whole thing. And that's what we have to stop playing that little game, because it's stupid of us to think that. We're not even trained to. Some of us, do you know how to clean your gun? I know how to take my gun apart and clean it. Do you know how to do yours? Most of you don't. But people hold their guns like this. They watch movies. You don't shoot no gun like that for real. If you were missing some shit going on. That's what we do, though.
Dre do.
So we don't have none of the training. You don't have none of the training. You can't dismantle shit like that. So it only makes sense to infiltrate the structure. You infiltrate the structure and you break it down. And you break it down at all areas. You break it down when it comes to training. You break it down when it comes to doing those psychological backgrounds and venting through who you want in your department. It's not just about black skin. It is about training, but it's all these different little things that you have to address. You can't address one and actually think it's going to work. You have to attack from all these different sides, and we have to start thinking that way and thinking strategically like that. Stop just flapping our mouth, just saying whatever, just because you're angry, just because we're upset. We have to
and to add to that though.
Just to be clear, when I say dismantle, I mean completely reconstruct. Not to at no point was I referencing shutting or canceling anything.
So I think that to get anything done that we even need to get done or considering, there's various steps that have to be taken. So if that is dismantling a department or getting involved in that, whatever that is, there's still steps to it, and those are the steps that need to be discussed, because those are the steps that need to be taken if that is going to be the solution that we go for. There's definitely several things.
How T is going back to that, I feel like it's going back to everything we were saying.
You know, we said we agreed on the first thing.
Exactly.
It needs to be from inside.
Exactly.
You make more change from inside as opposed to outside.
Exactly.
Everybody knows that.
Exactly. See, and with all that, it's still, we have to start with us. Like, at the end of the day, when you look at everything that we've ever done, and when we started anything as black people or as a unit, we've had it together as a cult. We started forming some type of black unity, and then that's when it got broken down. But see, now we're in an era of media. Now we're in a social media era where we can actually, yes, we can reconnect very easy, but we have to create something that's not a Black Lives Matter. We have to create something real, something that has some real structure, something that has some, not NAACP. It has to be something that we really push, something that we have with order, structure, everything. Once we have that, it's 2020. It's way, they can't stop us now. It's a whole different era. We're in a whole different league.
So we have to I gotta switch lanes real quick. I gotta switch lanes because I mean we can continue to go on about this, and we need to, because this conversation needs to happen. But for the sake of the timing of the show, I have to go into the Compton sheriffs and the situation that happened with the Compton sheriffs this past Sunday. Apparently some cops were called out for a situation, and they found this one gentleman. Once they found him, he gave up. He laid out on the ground, and then they started to beat on him. So let's play the video real quick, and then we'll come back with actual responses. Can we get some volume in here too?
Why y'all beating him?
y'all seen. We posted it. It's on the Hub Radio's page. It's on my page. It was just the sheriff and them responding to a call, and that's what happened. In the midst of a situation like this, does anybody want to give any feedback before we go?
You can say it's nothing new. This is why we have to speak out about it. Period. Like what Yachty said, it starts with us. That's fine and all, and what we all agreed on about starting on the inside. But as of right now, starting right now, that shit's got to stop. Yeah, that shit's got to stop.
Starts a fire.
So it doesn't start with us.
No, it doesn't.
You
No, it
don't have
doesn't start
the
with us.
ability to fire them.
Man.
So
we don't have the ability to make that kind of change. And then what training
Actually,
is
you
going
do.
to prevent?
So,
No, we don't.
Yes, you
so,
do.
so
We
the,
don't
the,
have
the,
that.
the way that we have action at that is by putting the pressure on the people that we voted for to make those decisions to hire or to have influence in those situations. So yes, we have to take that to a local government level. We have to go to our mayors. We have to go to our councilmen. We have to go to our representatives to say, hey man, this is what's happening in our backyard. We need y'all to address this. And so that, I mean, honestly, it's happened, and our mayor responded swiftly to that. But point is, everybody needs. I mean, all the mayors across the country, and I agree with what Corey said before. It was like, yo, every city has to handle their own situation. So we have to put pressure on the people that we vote for and we put in that position. If you're gonna vote for councilman or councilwoman so and so or mayor so and so, you should be able to call on them to represent you in a situation like this. And then that's how that situation is taken care of. There's steps to it. It's steps to all this shit. No.
Yes.
I
No.
don't understand
This
what
is my
training
point.
is going to keep them from
It's not
doing
about
that
training.
shit.
Fire his ass.
But I'm just saying,
Fuck
we talked
'em.
about we need more training. No, these
I didn't say that.
people are racist.
No, he had.
And then also,
There was
this is
had nothing to do with
this
training.
is another thought too. We keep talking about we need to police our own communities, but then what happens when you do go to Torrance? What happens when you do go to Beverly Hills? What happens when you do go to Manhattan Beach? We can only stay in our communities because we're only policing our communities. No, the issue is these motherfuckers are racist, and that's what needs to be attacked. Because I'm not staying in Compton my whole life. I'm not staying in Carson my whole life.
No, but there are people that are in Torrance that should be able to fight that battle in Torrance.
I know, but we keep saying police our own. No, these white men need to stop being racist. We need to attack that. And we keep making it seem like, okay, this is a us thing, but it's like, no, these conversations, it has to be beyond, sometimes it's beyond policy and stuff, but it's the person. What is the person like?
Which is why I 100% agree with you on that in terms of like, yeah, we gotta get rid of racist people. We have to hold the cops accountable. That's off top.
And even
But in holding them accountable,
getting these
it's
non-black people to raise better children, and that
And
will
that- and-
provide a
and
better
that's-
environment for.
I think that's more far fetched than actually holding people accountable.
It's not.
Like and the
No,
truth
it's
and the
not.
truth be
Because they
listen
go home with
listen
these kids
tru-
every day.
truth be told, I don't give a fuck. Listen to me, just hold on. I don't care if you don't raise your kid right. Fuck if you raise your kid right. If he does wrong and he takes his ass to jail, fuck him. He's out the way.
Yeah,
Now
It's not about
hold him
raising your
accountable.
kid right.
but
It's
y'all-
not about
but y'all
raising
also-
your kid right though. What I'm saying is they have these things that are against us. They have these feelings that are against us, and then they raise these children. These children grow up, and then they're the ones that killed.
You
people
can't
like
change
George
that, though.
Floyd.
So
You
say
can
you
raise
can't be
better
racist and
children.
do
You're telling them to raise better children. How do you get them to raise better children?
You can't be
Better
racist
black
and do your
children so
job?
they can be in
Is
the.
that what it's saying?
What?
Is you can't be racist and do your job.
Not as a police officer.
I was gonna
That's
say,
a whole
Not
different-
effective. No, I don't think you can effectively because what happens when that black person is in front of you?
Then that means the answer is erasing racism from law enforcement.
It's just
completely.
pinpointing it and correcting it. Like, talk to them niggas.
But you also have to understand
Jenny.
us as coming up, like how you're trying to say we need to raise our kids right or raise our kids better. We come up in these areas where
I didn't
we're.
say we.
I'm just saying, as far as a community, us as black people, we come up in these areas where we're taught. We feel like we can't fuck with cops. We don't like cops. You know what I'm saying? Because the way that we're raised, cops ain't cool with us. You know what I'm saying? So why would we want to be something that we're raised to hate? that's kind of weird.
You asking me?
Not you, but I'm just saying us as a culture.
No,
most,
I'm like, that had nothing to do with what I said.
but you were saying earlier about how we need to raise our kids better.
I didn't say us. That's what I keep saying. I didn't say us. I said them.
All right, well,
I didn't say that.
See, where you at?
I have two major points. It's not always a white thing. It is a racist thing. Because those gentlemen you saw in that video were Hispanic. And what's funny is the Hispanic community decided a while back that when they were being treated bad, because once upon a time it was like, oh, we're black and brown, we're together, we're being treated bad by the police, let's, go up against them. They've decided, oh, okay, we can't go up against you, so we're going to infiltrate. And so what you'll find now, you'll find commercials dedicated only for Hispanic, the Latino community. Because guess what? They're joining law enforcement. And they're more racist. That's one. You have to be mindful of who you put in place to represent us. Because I sat in a room with somebody from the NAACP, two church representatives, and they laughed and joked with the cops when they saw the video. And they said, oh, now I understand. But then when we went outside with the black people, with Black Lives Matter, they said something different. I was the only one in that room that was going back and forth with the sheriff's department. But these are the people that, not you personally, but we selected to represent us. And they're going behind closed doors bullshitting. So there's so many different angles to this. There's not one solution, but all of them.
Okay, so but
niggas ain't stepping up. A lot of niggas been lazy in the community, worried about themselves. Niggas gotta start coming together and joining and doing community shit. It's not just about your personal successes. So that's another message too. If it's back on us, show the fuck up.
So, and just for the record, the sheriff department they have that whole situation under investigation. They are going to respond in regards to that because of the pressure that our council has put on them to respond to. So, but we need more of that regularly, every time. Then eventually, the shit will, I think, slow down because you have to hold people accountable. Even if you don't want to. Like, I can like Corey all day long, but if I keep getting the call that Corey's an asshole, I eventually have to talk to Corey. It's like, goddamn, I don't even want to keep getting these calls that you're an asshole.
It
So,
is what it is, bro.
but yeah, man, it is what it is, right? There's a lot of, we got to go, it's a lot more to go into, and I think that we need to have our, a lot of different conversations, but we do need to figure out what it is. Instead of just conversations and the bottom of it. But that is our time here on the